What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 3 Star Draw. I'm Down South 77, aka 3 Star Draw, and this here is an adult collector channel. Usually we talk about G.I. Joe over here, mainly G.I. Joe Classified. Sometimes, though, on a day like today, we're going to talk about one of the other things I like to dabble in, and that is Marvel Legends. Stopped by Walmart today. I was trying to hunt down that Ghost Viper. I went in the one Walmart that I go to out of like 8 that has that fancy collector section, and they had just about everything Hasbro has out right now except for Ghost Viper. But I did grab this guy as a consolation prize. Marvel Legends, Born Again Daredevil, Daredevil Born Again, Punisher. This is the Jon Bernthal head sculpt, so I wanted to pick it up. Loved him in that. He's so good as Punisher. I liked that series. Some people didn't. Some people decided they weren't going to like it before it ever came out, but I'm not one of those people. Anyway, I don't have. I've only got one Punisher figure, and that's the one that come with Bushmaster Flesh Cannon. What? Bushwhacker. Bushwhacker? It's the one that come with Bushwhacker. That's how forgettable he is to me. But I like that Punisher figure, so I want to get a few different Punishers. I'm a big Punisher fan. I just don't really get a lot of comic figures. I'm mainly a Joe and whatever guy. But I have started picking some up as you've seen. So I'm excited to get this one with the Jon Bernthal head sculpt. And I think this is the first Jon Bernthal sculpt in Marvel Legends. Somebody else has made one, I do believe. Maybe Mezco, SH Fig Arts. That don't sound right. I don't. Somebody's made one. I want to say it's Mezco, but you can't really play with Mezcos. That's what these are for. So let's go ahead and get him out. Take a look at him. I don't think it's going to take too long. We'll compare him to the other Punisher figure that I just referred to. Get a couple pictures and get you guys on your way. Hopefully this one won't take very long. We'll check out the box here real quick. Not going to spend a lot of time on it because Hasbro didn't. All right, there's your front. Down at the bottom, got your Daredevil Born Again logo. Marvel Television. And your Hasbro. Over here on the side, you got this nice black and white portrait of him, kind of silhouetted picture, kind of Frank Miller-esque over here. And then on the other side, you've got same portrait, Marvel Legends, Punisher, and then on the back, yet again, the same picture, just much, much larger. And you do get a little blurb about him, which I am going to read because it's short. After his family was murdered in a criminal government conspiracy, U.S. Marine veteran Frank Castle turns vengeful vigilante and ally to Daredevil. That is, when their interests align. That was my, that was my tension building narrator voice there. What do you guys think? So this is obviously the character from Marvel Television, from the Daredevil show, because that's not exactly what his comic origins are, which we know. But again, this is based on the TV show, and I do think it's odd that the box just says Punisher. Doesn't say the Punisher, it just says Punisher, which implies that Punisher is someone else or there are many of them. I just thought that was weird. It seems like it should be the Punisher. Do the other Punisher boxes say that? There is what he looks like in the tray when you pull him out of the box. And here is what he looks like once you get everything out. So now that we got him all freed from his packaging, let's go ahead and take a look at what he comes with, which is not very much. Did go ahead and pull us out some background stuff over here. There's Bush Cannon, and there's our War Journal Frank, and got an ESU police officer over there trying to read that guy's rights. And if you've watched Daredevil Born Again, you will know why that is relevant to this figure. So he does have this little pistol here. Marvel Legends are not really known for their great accessories, and especially for their weapons. We'll just, little probably 9mm or something with an extended magazine. It is gray and has a blast effect port in the bottom of the magazine. What the hell is that for? Doesn't come out. Does not look great. Not super great. Does come with an extra set of hands here. Got a right trigger finger and a left punchy fist. And those have horizontal swivel on both of those. And then he comes with, really what you want for the accessory for this figure is his combat hatchet that he uses in the show. And I actually did put a bunch of scoring on there and a bunch of marks where it looks like it is nice and used. Of course, you're not going to get any blood or anything like that on it with Hasbro. Gray wrap all the way up to the head of the hatchet, and everything else is just like a flat black. Um, it's okay. It's not great. I wish they'd have put a little more effort into this, but it does look like the one that he used. So this was the main draw. When I first saw this figure was announced, I was like, yeah, there's the hatchet. To give him the hatchet. But the whole draw to this figure really is the head sculpt. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So I know people have said that they don't think this looks enough like Jon Bernthal. I don't know. It does, but it doesn't. I think it's pretty close. I think if you saw this figure and you didn't know that it was supposed to be Jon Bernthal, you would say, yeah, that looks a bit like Jon Bernthal. So it's not a dead on likeness, but I think it's pretty close. People that were not happy with the hair, with the fade and going up into his hair, like, oh, his hair's not like that. Well, this is pretty close, I think. So let's set him there for a minute, see if he'll stand up out of the package. How much trouble that's going to be. Not too bad. Check out his deco here. We do have his Punisher logo, nice worn, new, more modern Punisher logo on his body armor. I like this. It's exactly how it looked in the show. I think it looks fine. Now, yes, I am somebody that wishes they would go back to the original Punisher logo. So there's the two of the logos together. Of course, in this one, it's all faded and well worn in the series. I wish they'd go back to the original Punisher logo in everything. I like this one, but it just doesn't have the appeal of the original. And of course, this more modern one has been kind of co-opted by groups that used it and co-opted it for their own stupid purposes, and that kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? All right, nice T-pose there. You get a little bit out of it. You got a bicep swivel over here on his left arm. Do get this patch, and I'm guessing that was maybe his unit patch. I don't remember. Skull and 3 stars. Hey, got 3 stars on it. I like it even more now. Over here on the right arm, get the American flag grayed out patch is going the right way, and you can see all kind of detail in his uniform here. All the wrinkles, and it's all blacked out. Body armor, you can kind of see where the overlay is. Kind of see the straps on here where he's got the paint around it, little clasps on it. And then on the top, you do get the straps, and they are done in all black. Had to take a closer look at that. Going around to the back, you just kind of see everything back here, all the straps to tighten it up with, and then a couple of adjustment straps for his belt here in the back with some gray rivets on them. And going over, you have a spot for his knife. Pretty nice looking little modular uh, sheath there. For a lot of sculpt work in that. It's awful fancy for a knife. Couple of magazine pouches, so he does have the pistol with the extended magazine, and those are gray, so they match. And then you got a couple more over here. This belt buckle with the gray rivets there on the clasp port. and the logo comes down all the way down onto the belt. That's a nice touch. And you get his holster for his pistol, and back around to the back, just some nice wrinkled service pants. A couple pouches down there at the bottom. The pants look good. They did a good job on the wrinkles down here, where it really looks like he's got them tightened at the bottom across his boots. And that is, let me take that off. Had to take that off camera and see if that was gray. That is it's all black. Knee pads are gray, matches the same gray as everything else. I think he looks pretty good overall. See how he moves, thigh articulation, knees are good. Doesn't have a boot cut, so you got to do all of your leg posing up here with the thigh cut. And ankle rockers. Yep, standard ankle rockers. And then he is wearing like your combat jump style boots. I think he looks pretty good overall. I'm happy with the look. Now, when you start comparing him to this one, I mean, it's kind of, I say it's apples and oranges. It's not. I mean, not really apples and oranges. They're from different universes, right? I really like this Punisher. I wish I'd have got this head sculpt without the headband. I even like the yelling face on that Punisher, but I did want the Jon Bernthal. So there's a look at him up close. And the accessories are he's got the floating holster here. And then on this one, it's clipped onto his belt. On the new one, on the Born Again, flipping around to the back. So you can't really say there's more detail on one than the other. This one is more of a tight-fitting bodysuit, and you don't really get the idea that this so much is body armor. With the War Journal one, this one definitely has a more militaristic look. On the Born Again one, definitely more of you can see the pieces and components of his outfit. So let's check out holding his knife, and these weapons are super gummy. I mean, we talk about our Joe weapons. These things are super gummy. Looks pretty decent. I mean, it's just your basic old knife, and does have the same wrap on the hilt. Didn't mention that the axe has. So let's go ahead and throw it in there. Fits in there kind of loose in the sheath, but I don't feel like it's going to fall out. And let's check him out with his pistol. His hands are not gummy, and they're not really too rigid either, like some of the Joes are. These Marvel Legends are usually pretty decent plastic. So get him in a couple. Well, let's not do that, Frank. Let's hold off on that. Pretty good pose there. Little bit of resistance on that right arm on the elbows, but not bad overall. So there he is. Looks good. The extended magazine being painted the same gray really does really matches everything with his outfit. So let's go ahead and throw that in the holster. And the hatchet is also pretty gummy. So just putting this in his right hand, because the left hand that he comes with has got this splayed out grip hand. So he doesn't come with anything to actually hold with this hand. So I'm guessing, you're going to have him holding somebody with this hand, and then you're going to want to get him like he's getting ready to bring the hatchet down on him. And that's pretty much all there is to him. I'll go ahead and put his other hands on just to get an idea of what they look like. Did that backwards. That punching hand is the right hand, and then left trigger finger hand. So there you go. So you can have him, I guess, reaching back if you want and trying to draw his knife. You can probably get that pose. You'd probably be able to get there with it. Excuse me, with him drawing the knife. Neck, and look up pretty good. Look down really well. And then nice articulation to the side. The whole neck moves very well. A lot of times the neck doesn't move on these figures very well. It does here. So if you want, just move his head a little. Just hold the neck in place. I do like that. That's just breaks it up, makes it look good with the whole neck moving. Which one do you like better? I guess it kind of boils down to did you like and do you watch Daredevil Born Again? The mouse did not come with him, so try to keep the little mouse out of the view, but it don't always work out, does it? So I like both of them. I don't dislike this figure. This one is more my Punisher, but I do really like this one. So here's the thing. I've been wondering, and I'm sure it's been shown, but I have not watched any reviews. Can you put the Bernthal head on this one? Yes, you can. The neck looks a little weird, but the bodysuit does go all the way up the neck. And you don't really get more of a head, the head doesn't go down further really on this one than it does on this one. So I don't particularly think that it looks bad on this one. So if you wanted to swap them around, you can. Put this comic head on Frank. Now that one does look like it sets up way high to me. Looks like the neck's too long putting this head on this one. So maybe it's the difference in the necks, because the neck on the Warzone one does not move. It's just, it goes up and it's sculpted. So I think if you wanted to use the Bernthal head on this one, you could get away with it. But I don't really think you can use that one on here. It just don't look right to me. That neck was way too long. So what do you think? Let me know, did you guys pick this up? Let me know down in the comments. Are you excited for Bernthal Punisher? Or are you guys gonna skip this one? I am gonna pick Daredevil up at some point too, because I don't have a Daredevil. Punisher, I want to get several, but I don't have any Daredevils. So anyway, I appreciate it, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll get some pictures, stick on the end here, and I will see you next time on 3-Star Draw.